go into so many different sounds inside of here come standard. And they're not like corny, cheesy samples either. They're real good full samples that you can actually use. You know, anytime they give you sounds, the sounds are not normally corny and cheesy, but now you get some good sounds that are actually cool. These are all preset sounds that are inside here.
MPC 2500.
Not stuff that I sampled. You can and then load it in as a sample, so you can go in there and you can edit these samples however you like to edit them. So you get a lot of different sounds with this guy, which is cool. Also, one of the differences with the MPC 2500, if you notice, you'll notice the mixer is like, it looks basically the same, but when you actually go into your you expanded your outputs and you want to do your output selection and stuff like that, one of the differences is if you want something to go out of, let's say I have something on track 5 and I want track 5 to go out of output 2 or something like that, you have to actually pan this to the right and send it out of whatever output that you want it to go to. You have to pan to the output that you want to go to. It's a weird function. It's something that's standard like in most mixers that you actually have to do, but that's something, it's because everything is grouped as a stereo pair now inside of the MPC. So if I want this 1 to go out of output 1 and not 1 and 2, I have to pan this to the left. And now it's going out of 1. Right now 2 is going out of 1 and 2. If I want to go out of just 2, I have to pan it to the right. If I want this to go out of output 3, I have to pan this to the right. I mean to the left. It's a weird function that's totally different. It took me a second to catch on to it, but it's definitely something that's cool when if you have to send out like a stereo pair, which you really couldn't do with the old MPC. All right, now I'm gonna talk about the actual sliders that you have over here on the side. Basically the same thing as the old sliders, but now you have 2 sliders instead of just 1. And the benefit of that is now you can go into mode, go to slider, and this is Q1, and we can assign what we want to assign this pad, which is a snare, and now it's on note change. So now I can actually change pitches on that particular fader. Let's go to the next one, and we can assign that same sound, and we can have a different function. Real-time filter. And now this is a filter. So if you notice, it's filtering out like the high end. So now I have tune on that snare. Now let's say I want something else on fader 2. Let's say I want a clap. And I have that clap, I turn that fader on. And now let's say I want to put a filter on that clap. And I have the filter set on that particular clap. And then on the snare, I have the pitch. Before with the other model, you had to actually lay your track with the pitch on one, and then the filter on another track, and do it at different times. Now you can actually do this at the same time. You don't have to do it at different times now. Also, you can have your knobs, which are assignable also. You also have internal effects that they gave you now, which doesn't come standard with the 2000 XL. You get built-in internal effects. You can just basically go into mode, go to effects, and then you have your different effects here. Reverbs, pans, phasers, compressors. You have a 4-band EQ. So it's like a one-stop shop now with the MPC 2500. Now you can actually do everything right here inside the unit. You can actually do your compression, you can add your EQing, you add a phaser, tremolos, and panning and stuff like that, which is real cool to be able to do. Now inside the chop shop, this is like a new function also that they had inside of the MPC. You actually go into mode, go to trim, go to chop now, and you can have this particular piece actually chop up a sample according to the BPM of that particular sample. So now with those separate regions, you can see where this will come in handy, especially if you have a sample that you want to chop it up and you want to chop it in different sections and have it on different pads inside of the MPC. Got that. Now we go to the next track. Next track. So we got that. So now I can take anything that I've recorded and I can move it and place it to wherever I want to place it. Each one of these little marks, they represent where I actually struck the pad for that particular sound, and this is the actual drum loop that you hear. So now I can take this actual, let's take, we can take this and we can edit, move, and I can place this to, let's say I put it on 3, all right? And now you see it went from there to there, and now you hear the difference in the beat. I can take anything. I can take this piece right here, and let's say I want to move this, edit, move this. Let's move this to 4. Do it. You hear the difference. You can hear the difference in anything. So basically, you can take something that you've actually recorded and move it and place whatever you want to place it just by looking at it. This is a new function that you don't actually get inside the MPC 2000 XL. MPC 2500 isn't too much different, but it now gives you a lot more sample time, a lot more recording time. It's capable of being expanded up to 28 megs of sample time, where the older one was only capable of being expanded up to 64 megs of expanded sample time. You actually have drivers that come with it that work with both Mac and Windows PC to actually do your dumps and transfers from your computer. You can do that with Windows or Mac, which is cool. Other than that, the functions, if you notice, if you look at it, it looks basically exactly identical, except for this section here, the larger screen, and that's about it. The 2500 is definitely a great machine. It's definitely going to be the wave of the future, replacing the 2000 XL. The 2000 XL was a great machine. They just basically took the same technology from the 2000 XL and made it so great, and then they just put it into the 2500 and made this a better machine.